In this week's parsha, in the double parsha of Acharei Mos-Kedoshim, we're given a slew of chukim and mishpatim, and the Netziv explains what they're doing here. The very first Netziv of the parsha, Daber al kol adab nisrav marta lehem kedoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani Hashem Elokeichem. Says the Netziv, Hifsika katuv bein azhara de arayos. We just finished Acharei Mos with the arayos that we're not supposed to be doing. Le Parshas onshin b'mitzvos halalu. To the onesh, we take a break between the mitzvah of what we have to avoid, the mitzvahs lota say of arayos, and the punishment that follows. And in between, we have all these chukim and mishpatim, starting with kedoshim tiyu, and then ishim ovaviv tirau, al tifnu al alilim v'lo yamasei chalatus lechem, etc., etc. Why? Why is there a hefsek? She'achar shehiktim, because we just finished in Acharei Mos saying, Kemase eretz Mitzrayim lo ta'asu, ubechukotehem lo telechu. You shouldn't do like the ways of the Mitzrayim and the ways of the Canaanim. K'tiv et mishpati ta'asu vet chukotai tishmaro. Instead, you should do it my way, says Hashem, my mitzvos. V'char kach pir shekatuv mima shehiz here shelo ya'asu. So then the psukim go and tell us what we shouldn't do. V'hu kol azar de'arayot shebehem pirtzu b'Mitzrayim u'v'Knaan. Ata, now that we finish of what they did and what we shouldn't do, what we should avoid, Ata, now we have to fill the void. Ata b'hamikra lefarish mishpatei Hashem v'chukotav lanhig halichos Yisrael b'hem. The way that we should act. The Netziv goes a step further. He says, in Ishim ovaviv tirau v'etshel tatishmor ani Hashem Elokeichem, Ata bi'er katuv hamishpatim v'chukei Hashem asher hema makbilim neged chukei ha'amim. These stand parallel to the chukei ha'amim that we're not supposed to follow. Shevadai tachlis chukei ha'amim ba'u al pi zatam. Obviously, there's a reason for the hanhagos of the world. Lefi das gdolehem o kohanehem hamishubasha, whether it's their gedolim, it's their democracy, it's their leaders, spiritual, democratic, political, whatever it may be. Shebe'ofanim halalu yitkayem shalom ha'medina o panarsata. These chukim were meant to create a world order, to create peace and to create prosperity. She'al shnei dvarim elu omen kol medina v'am. Ubau mitzvos Hashem shebe'elu mishpatim v'chukim. And now come these mishpatim and these chukim. Dafka yitkayem shalom b'Yisrael u'parnasatam. For Am Yisrael, we have a different yardstick. We have Hashem's mitzvos. Hashem's mitzvos lead to shlemus and shalom, and they lead to parnasa and osher and shefa. Al kain barab ribui hamitzvos shebe'ota sidra mechulak b'shtei parshios. And really, these chukim mishpatim can be broken up into two tachlises. Number one, hainu ad v'chi tavo la'aretz parsha achat u'misham v'hala parsha b'ifnei atma. The parsha rishona pirte hamitzvos shegormim shalom b'Yisrael. These mitzvos ishem ovaviv tirau and al tifnu al alilim v'chitis v'chuzav hashlamim. All these things lead to shalom b'Yisrael. Uparsha ashniya parte hamitzvos hamevim parnasa kasher dvar. And the second parsha deals with the parnasa. I want to skip ahead to the mitzvos that deal with the parnasa. We're told, Lo takifu pe'at roshechem v'lo tashchitet pe'at zakanecha. When we shave, we're not allowed to shave in certain places. We're not supposed to shave the peah of the rosh and the peah of the zakan. Why not? Says the Netziv, it's a cherpa hu lahasiram legamre. It's a cherpa for everyone, even for the goyim. It was a cherpa to get rid of it. It was a busha. It was embarrassing. It was a sign of the lowest class. V'zehu siman avdos, of a slave. They should look young, look like a little child. And why is this here in the parnasa section? When it comes to parnasa, if you want to make parnasa and you are faced with a situation where you have to shave your payas, don't do it. When I read that, I found it very interesting. Rav Kamenetsky was famous for saying that the the ultimate struggle of his generation, of the Yidden of his generation, was Shabbos, because it was incredibly hard at that time for Jews to hold a job. They had a new job every week because they couldn't work on Shabbos, and so they would get fired and they'd have to start the cycle over and over again. And it was an incredible struggle, incredible difficulty to say, I want to keep Shabbos over my parnasa. If you just take a look, I look for a YouTube video of Bill Gates' reaction to someone who couldn't meet with him over Shabbos. He wanted to offer him a job, and the person said, I can't meet on a Shabbos, and he wanted to give him money, essentially, and he said no, and Bill Gates said that is freedom. Anyway, tangent. Don't sell yourself for a parnasa when it comes to my mitzvah, says Hashem. Specifically, lo takifu pa'at roshechem. Rav Kamenetsky said Shabbos was a big struggle in their days, and in our days, we go through a very similar struggle. It may not be Shabbos per se, but I'm reminded in my yeshiva days. I remember Rav Qualwasser said that there are certain heterim for shaving during the days of between up until Lag BaOmer. You're not supposed to shave. We're in a semi-avelus because of the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva who were not misnaheg in a proper covered way for one another. There was not ava. The Avda Lecha Kamocha wasn't there. And I've heard that there is a heter to shave when it comes to business matters. If you think that people won't take you seriously in the business world, then you are allowed to shave. I've heard that as a heter. Not everybody may hold by it, but it's there. And I find it interesting. How is it that we sell ourselves out? Look, Kifu Patra Shechem, obviously they're not being over on that mitzvah. They're shaving in a mutter way. But I find it interesting that if this is something that comes up in our world every day, that conflict that Rabbi Kamenetsky said was a conflict of his generation, is a conflict of our generation when it comes to our parnasa versus Ratzon Hashem. In the same segment, in the same parsha of Parnasa, we're told, Et Shabtotai Tishmoro Mikdashiti Rawani Hashem. Says the Netziv, Et Shabtotai Tishmoro. Nichal B'zeh Gam Shabbos Bereshis V'gam Yom Tov. Shabbos and Yom Tov. Why is this here? Lefi Pshat Bawaz Har Talalu Le'etza LeParnasa Lishmor Shabbos V'regalim. It's an etza for Parnasa. How? De B'Shabbos Bereshis K'tiv. Sheish Es Yamim Ta'aseh Kol Melachtecha U'Vayom HaShvi Tishbot. 6 days you work, and on the 7th you rest. B'tani b'mechilta, and the Mechilta says, Im tishbot b'yom hashvi'i taseh kol shisha b'li shum miniya. If you keep Shabbos and you rest from the avoda, so then the avoda will get done during the 6 days. You'll have enough time. V'gam tigmor kol hatzorach b'hem. And the regalim yuchadim leparnasat haaretz b'asher rosh hashanim hema. They're the Rosh Hashanahs. Pesach was just the Rosh Hashanah for our Tavua. V'chagiga b'shari mitzvos haregel mo'ila lebracha. And the korbanos that we brought were brought bracha parnasa. Keep the Shabbos because it's good for your parnasa. We have to have a certain sense of emunah to get to the point. Not only does Shabbos stand in conflict to our parnasa, but it enhances our parnasa. It takes a huge level of emunah. The Netziv says in the same thing, Moznei tzedek, avnei tzedek, eifat tzedek, v'hin tzedek yelechem, ani Hashem Elokeichem, asher hotzeti etchem eretz Mitzrayim. You should have weights that are true. No cheating when you're selling in the shuk and you're selling 200 grams. It has to be 200 grams biduyak. Says the Netziv, quoting the Torah Kohanim, why is after this mitzvah of Moznei tzedek, eifat tzedek, hin tzedek, is it mentioned? Ani Hashem Elokeichem asher hotzeti etchem eretz Mitzrayim. Rashi quotes the Midrash, says Al manat kein hotzeti etchem. I took it in Mitzrayim so that you should have proper measurements. That says the Netziv, she'ikar yetzias Mitzrayim haya b'shvil she'ta'aminu b'hashgachato al Yisrael afilu b'derech hateva. The whole reason that Kadosh Baruch Hu took us out of Mitzrayim was so that we would believe in His hashgacha, that we believe in Hashem's providence, in Hashem's shlita, and His control over everything in this world, even in derech hateva, and even al derech hateva, even in nature. Ve'emuna zo tluya b'midos u'mishkalos. Demi shema'amin b'zeh einu meshaka b'midos u'mishkalos. Because someone who believes in Hashem doesn't need to lie, doesn't need to take that little bit extra, to get a little bit more, to squeeze a little bit more out, because he trusts Hashem. Obviously, it's a huge level of emunah. This whole parsha is about emunah. Chukim and mishpatim are about emunah, especially when it comes to our parnasa. These mitzvos lead to parnasa. The Ramban says this is a nace. We are the Jewish people were led by Nisim, Gluyim and Nistarim. I heard once something very out there. The Or Chaim says on when Yosef was thrown into the pit, when the brothers wanted to kill him, and Reuven, it says Vayetzilehu miyadam, Reuven said, no, don't kill him, throw him into the pit. Essentially, he was going to die anyway, right? Because we said Haborek ein bo mayim, yes, but yesh bo achbarim and nechashim. There were poisonous, there were scorpions, and there were snakes. So how is it that Reuven thought to save him? And it says, the pasuk says Vayetzilehu miyadam. So explain to Or Chaim. Man makes his own decisions. Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't get involved in that necessarily. He can kill whoever he wants, even someone who's not worthy of death, who's not supposed to die in that moment. Whereas the animals won't kill somebody who isn't deserving of death in God's eyes, in God's books. Reuven threw him into the pit because the animals would have taken care of him, and if he was chayav misa indeed, then he'd be dead. And if he wasn't, he wouldn't be. But man, not so. To the point that I've heard that even a tzaddik could be killed. A Kadosh Baruch Hu might not necessarily save him from that case, from a case of a murder. Sometimes I've even heard natural disasters. This can be confounding, and it can shake our emunah to its core, to come to a place of where Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't have that kind of shlita. But this whole parsha reinforces that notion. I can't argue with Or Chaim, but this parsha reinforces that notion. The Kadosh Baruch Hu is involved in our parnas and our day-to-day lives. We have the mitzvos, and He takes care of the rest. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Kadosh Baruch Hu takes care of everything, and I'd rather have Him take care of everything. I'd rather have the world on His shoulders than on my shoulders. Why not? Yes, we have a lot expected of us, but that's what we were put on this world for. In conflict to this Or Chaim, in Bamidbar, where we just finished saying Acharei Mos, the parsha begins talking about Acharei Mos Nadav ve'Avihu, after the death of Nadav and Avihu, b'korvatam lifnei Hashem de'ish zara lifnei Hashem ve'yamutu. In Parshas Pinchas, the same thing is mentioned, and it was mentioned in Shmini as well. How they died? They died because they brought b'korvatam ish zara lifnei Hashem ve'yamutu. In Bamidbar, when it mentions their death, it adds one more thing, one more point, one more description and detail of their death. They died in Midbar Sinai. What does its place matter? So Meshech Chochmah explains, he points out, why does the Torah need to tell us where they died? And we know it already. So he explains, Nadav and Avihu were chayav misa at Har Sinai. When they acted in a way that was inappropriate, when they saw Hashem, vayochlu vayishtu. They were worthy of death then. But Kadosh Baruch Hu says, I'm not going to ruin the simcha. I'm not going to ruin the simcha. I'm going to wait till a later date. Not only that, I'm going to wait till a date where his father has to grieve too. Where Aaron's a tzaddik, Aaron's going to go through extreme pain and extreme loss. He has to be worthy of that loss as well. And when was he worthy? Bamidbar, in the Midbar, after Chet HaEgel. Says the Meshech Chochmah, everything Kadosh Baruch Hu does, everything that happens in our world, Kadosh Baruch Hu waits for the exact moment when we're ready for it, when we're deserving of it, and when we're chayiv in it. L'tov u'l'ra, good and bad. It's a comforting thought. Stands very much in opposition to the Or Chaim. Rashi says, very famously in Mishpatim, when it talks about killing, and somebody who kills b'shogeg and mazid, we know somebody kills b'shogeg, somebody kills by accident in front of Edom, so he goes into Galus, he goes to one of the Acharei Miklat. So Rashi says, there's a case, Ve'Elohim inal liado, of Elul. Shnei b'nei Adam, echad harag shogeg ve'echad harag mazid v'lo hayu edim b'davar. Let's say there was a case that one person killed by accident and one person killed on purpose, but they got away with it. The person who killed on purpose wasn't killed because there were no edim. Nobody saw. And the person who killed by mistake, nobody saw, so he couldn't be sent away. So what happens? A Kadosh Baruch Hu mizamnan lepundak zeh sheharag shogeg o lebesulam v'nofel al zeh sheharag b'mezid ve'edim me'edim. So a Kadosh Baruch Hu will bring up the circumstance where the person who killed b'shogeg will climb a ladder in a hotel, fall down the ladder will fall on the killer who killed on purpose, and the killer who killed on purpose gets his comeuppance, and the killer who killed by mistake will have aid in this time, and he'll go away. Kadosh Baruch Hu will take care of the circumstances of this world. This parsha is all about Emunah and Bitachon and Hashem. He'll take care of our parnas, he'll take care of our shleimus, we have one job, and that's to follow Ratzon Hashem. It's not a big job, as we're told in Parshas Eikev. Ma Hashem Elokechem shalmim chem kim liyirat Hashem la'avato. Moshe gives us a whole laundry list. What's Hashem asking you? Just to fear Him completely and love Him and do all His mitzvos legamre. And the Gemara says, this is a small task? This is nothing? So there are a couple answers. The Gemara says, Hakol b'dei Shemaim chutz b'yir Shemaim. Really, the first thing, ki im liyirat Hashem, that's the only thing that we have to do. Yir Shemaim. And everything really comes from that. The other answer is, legabe Moshe milta zutrasahi. It was a small matter for Moshe. It was Moshe talking. For Moshe, it was very easy. I heard of Jacob Vidalansky said, that's not what it means. Legabe Moshe, when you're standing by a person like Moshe, milta zutrasahi. It's a small matter. We surround ourselves with people who have emunah. We surround ourselves with people who serve Hashem on a high level, and it comes about from us. Hopefully we can find those people that trust Hashem completely and implicitly, and we see how Kadosh Baruch Hu takes care of them, and we should follow in their steps, and He should take care of us. Good Shabbos.